guys, welcome to my post about my best books of November. I'm just realizing this is like pointed up a little further than it should be. All right, so I actually had quite a few books I read in December. Did I say November? December. In December that I really enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and just start going through them. I'm actually trying to post this in a timely manner, so it should be posting early January rather than wait till almost in January to talk about my favorite books that I read in December. All right, so the first one I read in December that I really enjoyed was Ruby Fever, which is Hidden Legacy Book 6 by Ilona Andrews. I'm a big fan of the Ilona Andrews husband-wife writing team. Ruby Fever was the third and final book in the Catalina Baylor trilogy. The Hidden Legacy series follows three, like Nevada Baylor in the first three, and the Catalina Baylor in the second three. Really enjoying this. It's a lot of elemental magic, and this book in particular was about Catalina trying to establish a household for the Baylor family and navigate the politics involved with that. Magic, paranormal, urban fantasy type of books. They do have some romance in them. So anyways, yeah, really enjoying those and really enjoyed Ruby Fever in particular. The second book I really read and enjoyed in December was Ghosts and Garlands, which is kind of a novella. It's the 3.5 book, like 3.5 book in the A Stitch in Time series by Kelly Armstrong. This is a kind of time travel series about a particular house that has a place in it where you can travel back and forth in time. This one in particular is a short story that takes, or a novella that takes place after book 3, which is A Turn of the Tide. So it involves those two characters, which were some of my favorite characters of the series so far. So very fun. In this book, they basically are sent to modern New York City during Christmas, and they do all these fun Christmas things. But as part of that, the main character can see ghosts, and they run into a ghost who is trying to rob the museum, and they are trying to figure out what's going on with that. So just a very nice, cozy Christmas story. The two characters have a lot of fun celebrating Christmas, and then they're solving a mystery on the side. So I really enjoyed that. All right. The third book I read and really liked in December is Madman's Dance, which is the third book and final book in the Time Rover series by Dana Oliver. I've really enjoyed every book in the series, so I've talked about it over the last couple months because I think I've read a book a month for the last 3 months. This is a book that takes place in like 2052 and back in Victorian England during when the Jack the Ripper murders are happening. The main character is sent back from 2052 to deal with a tourist that hasn't returned from Victorian London, and that's kind of what happens in the first book. She gets caught up in a whole bunch of politics. She finds out there's these people called transitives that could shapeshift into different human forms. And it's kind of this huge plot that encompasses actions both happening in the 1800s in London and in 2052 in the future. And the third book even brings futures in, which are people from even farther in the future. So I really enjoyed that whole series. It was very well written. Jane Oliver's much more well known for her Demon Trapper series, but this was a very well done series. So if you're all interested in kind of historical fantasy / time travel, this Time Rover series was really good. All right, the next book I read and really enjoyed in December is Wind Daughter, which is the companion novel to Echo North by Joanna Ruth Meyer. This is very much kind of a folklore fairy tale feeling winter novel. So this one is about, so Echo, who is in the first book, she's in the story kind of on the side, like you talk to her a couple of times, and well, the characters talk to her a couple of times and you see what she's doing now. But it's about a girl who lives on this mountain, and her dad was the North Wind, and she finds out she's inherited the North Wind's powers. Additionally, there's the Lord of Winter, this demon lord, who is trying to get her to bargain away the North Wind's powers. And she has to basically go and save the world because the North Wind's powers are unclaimed and they go out of control and start like sucking everything into some sort of nothing. It reminded me a little bit of the Neverending Stories, Nothing, that was just sucking stuff out. Very fun adventure fantasy. It's got a bit of this like adventure fairy tale feel to it. So really enjoyed that as well. All right, so that was 4 books. The 5th book I read and really loved in December is The World We Make, which is the 2nd book in the Great Cities duology. It was going to be a trilogy. It's now a duology, and this is by N.K. Jemisin. Really love this. Again, this is about the 6 boroughs in one city that have become sentient. They're fighting against this entity and kind of a multi-dimensional entity, and they have to fight not only to save their cities, but to save cities all around the world. My only complaint about this is I was really sad it's a duology. I think this is a fantastic world. I think it was really well done by Jemisin, and I think there's so much potential for her to go and do stories like this in other cities around the world, or even more in New York City. And it makes me a little bit sad that she stopped it at 2 books, but hopefully she'll revisit it at some point. It's just such a cool concept, and it was just so well done. All right, the 6th book that I read in December and really liked, I know I said there were a lot in December, and there were, is Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is the 2nd book in the Legendborn cycle, and this is a young adult contemporary fantasy with very Arthurian legend themes. Our main character in this one is, she's trying to balance, she inherited like Arthur's spirit and magic, and she's trying to balance that with her ancestral magic as well, root magic. So she's African-American background, but somehow she has also Arthurian blood in her background. This book started a little bit slow, but there's just so much that happened in it. Like, the characters grew so much as they went along. So many things happened. Ended up being very, very well done and just very well written and fun to read. So very much loving that Legendborn cycle series, and really loved Bloodmarked as well. And really looking forward to seeing what's coming up next. Because again, the character grew so much throughout this book, and some of the other characters grew so much as well, that I don't even know where this is all going. All right, and the last one that I loved and really enjoyed in December is one I kind of picked up on a whim for audiobook, and that is Lovelight Farms, which is the 1st book in the Lovelight series. There are 3 books in this series right now, with a potential 4th one coming out soon. And this is by B.K. Borison. This is a flat-out contemporary romance, humor type of thing. It's set at a Christmas tree farm during the holidays. It's about a lady who's having a lot of issues with her Christmas tree farm, and so she's trying to think of ways to save the farm, and she decides to enter this contest with this social media influencer to see if she can get the influencer to come out and spend time at the farm, mainly for publicity. But if she wins the contest, she gets a whole bunch of prize money too, and she's hoping that can help her recover the farm. Only issue is the influencer is really big into romance, so she tells the influencer that she owns the farm with her boyfriend, but she doesn't have a boyfriend. So she asks her best friend of forever to come and join her at the farm and pretend to be a boyfriend. But she's been secretly in love with this friend, and she doesn't know, like, he really is really into her too and whatever. So it's like this friends to lovers type of thing. But this book was just so Christmassy and cozy and wonderful. Like, she cares so much about this Christmas tree farm. She makes it so warm and cozy and holiday spiritish, and all the characters in here are quirky and hilarious, and the situations that our main protagonist gets herself into with her best friend are just very much laugh out loud funny. I was listening to this audiobook while I was doing things around the house and driving places and stuff like that, and I was laughing out loud a number of times. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those books that just makes you feel like wonderful and cozy and happy. There's like no way you could listen to this book and stay sad about anything. It's just so cute and just wonderful. It was a wonderful read. It was the perfect thing to read during all these snowstorms we've been having, and during the holiday season, and just really well done. So I am actually listening. I don't usually listen to a lot of contemporary, like flat out contemporary romance in a row, but I am listening to the 2nd book in the weeds right now. I'm filming a lot of these videos during Christmas break, so I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house. Like, I usually go clean out all of our drawers in all of our rooms in the house, and we're cleaning out the basement, and I just do a lot of stuff around the house that I don't normally have time to do during my like week-long Christmas break. And so that's what I'm working on right now, and it makes it very convenient to listen to some fun audiobooks that don't take a lot of concentration. So yes, I'm listening to In the Weeds, which is the 2nd Lovelight book right now. So that is, let's see, there were 7 books in December I read and really loved. It was a very wonderful month for me for reading. A lot of final books out in series. So, I mean, I finished the Time Rover series. I finished the Legacy series. I finished Echo North. I finished Great Cities Duology. So, yeah, it was a good time. And that's pretty much it for books I read and loved in December. If you had any books that you read in December and you really enjoyed, please feel free to comment down below. I really love to hear about wonderful books that other people are reading. I do plan to be posting more videos, so at least for the first few weeks of January here, you'll be getting a video on Wednesday and Saturday. And again, comment down below about what kind of videos you would like to see more of. I do know that the ones I did last year on like the best Alice in Wonderland retellings, the best Peter Pan retellings, got a lot of views, so I may consider doing something like that again. But for now, we've got the best books of December. I will be coming up with a couple posts about the top 10 authors that are new to me that I want to read in 2023, and also the top 20 books that I want to read in 2023. All right. Well, I hope you had a great month of reading, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.